Macmillan Audio presents The Night Season by Chelsea Cain. Read for you by Christina Delaine. Remember, dikes are safe at present. You will be warned if necessary. You will have time to leave. Don't get excited. Statement issued by the Housing Authority of Portland to the people of Vanport, Oregon, on May 30th, 1948. Prologue. Memorial Day, 1948. Floyd Wright came bursting into William's office, red-faced and out of breath, his clothes dusty from the speeder. "It's bad," Floyd said. William stood up at his desk. He took the news in stride. You didn't get to be president of the Portland Union Stockyards without having an iron stomach. He'd known this could happen. It's why he'd sent Floyd out on patrol. He was already calculating their losses, rerouting cattle cars on alternate lines. If the tracks were down for a few days, they could still get the butchers their meat. William's secretary scrambled into the office after Floyd, but Williams didn't want her interrupting. He motioned for her to wait, and she stopped a few steps inside the door. "What are we looking at?" Williams asked Floyd. Floyd held his hat in his hands. "It's the west side," he said. "Complete collapse, 50 feet at least." 50 feet. They had expected that the dike might spring a few leaks. Those could be repaired. A 50-foot breach was something else entirely. There weren't contingencies for that. "Oh, my lord," the secretary said. She was staring out the window, her hand covering her mouth. Williams had spent enough time at that window watching the cattle cars come in to know exactly what she was looking at. He stepped around his desk and moved quickly to her side, motioning for Floyd to do the same. It was a clear, sunny day, 76 degrees. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. The office was on the top floor. Beyond 100 acres of wooden pens that held cattle waiting for slaughter, they had a good view of the city of Vanport, and to the east, the railroad tracks that formed the city's eastern border. 76 two-story apartment buildings were arranged in groups of 4 around utility buildings, a movie theater, an elementary school. The railroad bed functioned as a dike, holding back Smith Lake from the Vanport floodplain. The breach was visible even from the window. Brown water gushed from where the gravel and dirt had given way to the lake's pressure, over the tracks and down toward the city. Vanport was going to flood, and fast. Williams felt his stomach knot. The stockyards were above the floodplain. The cattle, the buildings, the water wouldn't reach them. But those people in Vanport. All those people. "Call the Vanport city manager," Williams barked at his secretary. "Tell them there's a 50-foot gap in the railroad fill near the northwest corner of the project." The girl hesitated. Her eyes looked wild. "Now," he said. "Yes, sir," she said, turning and running to her desk outside the office. 15,000 people lived in Vanport. Working people, families, plenty less than lived there during the war. The apartments were cheap, but the walls were paper-thin, and there wasn't hot water or heat at night. "They don't have telephones," Floyd said. "Company decision." As the minutes ticked by, the 2 men listened in silence for the emergency siren. Williams didn't hear anything. He lifted the window. The smell of cattle and hay settled in the office. He could hear the moan of the cows, the tremble of their hooves on the bare beaten ground, but still he didn't hear a siren. It was 4:35 p.m. His secretary returned. "Well," Williams said. "I told them," she said. Several more minutes passed. Williams began to fume. He picked up a pair of binoculars that he kept on the windowsill and aimed them out the window. The breach had widened and was now nearly a city block long. The water from Smith Lake spilled through the dike like a gleaming brown waterfall. It was coming with such force that Williams could see it moving, see it spreading on the west side of the dike, a new lake forming, widening by the second, the muddy water.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?